got chased out of my trade at from the 1300 and a halves. Bought them back for a couple points. Now they're hitting the bid and they're right back down here testing this 96 area. If it breaks 96, more than a quarter tick, you can see a pretty quick move down to yesterday's value area high like I was talking about earlier, just about 10 points below us. I hate to just jump aboard on a trade and have to have a wide stop or wait for a retracement that may or may not come. This morning session has been more than challenging. Matter of fact, I'm just going to stand by here. Unless we break down below 96 quick and have a snap back for retracement, then I might get short. Alright, we're short 60, 96.25. Oh no big cross trade. No. 96.25. Jesus Christ. Every time we get in the market, we get a worse price. That's what I hate about chasing the market. We're going to stay with this trade and we're going to put our stop at 1302. Starting to build negative delta on the New York stock tick chart, so the mistake on that entry is probably not waiting for a retracement back to the second standard deviation above the mean. I might have got a little impulsive on that trade because the morning's been so difficult. So let's see if I have to pay up for that mistake. Boy, we're paying up for that mistake on the entry big time. God, jeez. Oh, half a tick below the big period low, and we're up almost 6 points from our entry on the short side. After 3 attempts, this is just amazing. Our first day trading 3 contracts, seriously. What I should have done was recognize right here, before this goes off the chart, when we had the retest, we only could trade 7 contracts on the bid. I mean, that's ridiculous. The market's not going to go further with 7 contracts. We could have reversed. Or at least got out of the trade with a small loss. Now it's like, what do you do if it comes back to 96 and a quarter? You look at the New York stock tick chart, see what the deal is with ETFs are. But it's just ridiculous. Morning's just tough, consolidating in a 10-point range. Not even the 10-point range. The BC and D periods have like about a 7 or 8-point range max. Now we got to close at the second standard deviation above the mean. Now this is where the original entry should have been, up around the 1300 area, around the 1299 area, not 96 and a quarter. That's great. One thing we do have in our favor is the New York stock tick chart is building mostly underneath the zero line. And it seems that when we have closes near the second standard deviation above the mean, the market so far has retraced. So I got my fingers crossed, and this is the area where it should retrace now. If we get a close here on the New York stock tick chart, we should head back down towards 96, and then we'll make a decision on whether we want to stick with the trade, dump the trade. Alternatively, getting the stop down to 1302, of course. Well, it looks like I got a little lucky. I don't even like to believe in luck, but we didn't get stopped out, and we're back down here in the 96s, 97s. The tick chart hit the second standard deviation, closed up at the second standard deviation. Now we have a 4 or 5 point move below us. So this leads me to believe that our 96 and a quarter short, which is still losing money, has a little potential to make some money. We'll see here. What worries me about this trade or a short period is there's a lot of two-sided trades so far in the first 4 periods, and that two-sided trade could very well be from what would it be? Friday's profile. There is the L period. Let me rephrase that. There's a volume cluster from Friday's profile between the 1292 and 1300. I'm afraid that 1292 to 1300 volume cluster could very well be converting from short to long, covering their business. If that's the case, if they're covering their shorts, then this BCD period consolidation could break out to the upside with any buying. So we're keeping our eyes on the XLF. The financial ETFs are building higher lows as the E-mini S&P is sort of meandering around the lows. That's the one thing that concerns me with this trade. So, but the New York Stock Tick Chart is still building more negative volume. So we're going to keep our eyes on those two things and keep in mind the potential conversion of that volume cluster from Friday. Oh, finally breaking down. You know how hard it's been to have 1301 and 1300 and a half and 1299.50, and now we get stuck with a 96 and a quarter. It's just like, Jesus, you know, fucking amazing. I've been doing pretty good with the stops lately. It seems that with the 3 contract low today, a little bit higher degree of anxiousness. That's a little bit disappointing because I was, you know, excited to trade 3 contracts today, but maybe I was putting my stops a little too close. I don't know. But anyway, our target's still the same as it was with the 1301 and the 1300 and a half fills, which is the 88 to 90 area, the top of value of yesterday. So we'll be patient to see if we can at least make a little bit. Pause video and let this market run a little bit. Looks like it wants to pause and consolidate, but I think we have a good shot at getting to yesterday's value area high in the 88 to 90 area. We're moving our stop from 1302 down to 13 and a quarter, still risking 4 points times 3 contracts, but I think that's a pragmatic thing to do. If I see something and the market starts to run, we might very well get out before that. But the stop's there in case I get up and walk away from the desk. I got up for a minute, and that's why it's good to have a stop. Didn't hit our stop, but you can see our 96.25s now are underwater again. It's a very difficult day to trade. It looks like we're trending down. We're making lower lows and lower highs, but it's just a really slow grind. So I'm going to try to forget about this stupid thing and keep my stop where it is at 1300 and a quarter. And maybe we can make some money. Maybe we can. But it's draining me of energy, and that's not a good sign to be next to a mouse where you can easily click on a trade. So we're going to keep everything status quo and try to divert our attention for a bit. We're moving our stop down to 99. That will still put us at risk, but less than 1300 and a quarter. I'm feeling a little more comfortable with this trade now, not because we're making a couple points, but because the New York Stock Tick Chart has now developed significant bias to the negative, and it's responded to the second standard deviation above the mean on every trade. So that's good. Now we need to make a lower low in the ETF, the XLF financial, the mini S&P's made a lower low. The energies are sort of meandering around their lows, and the materials are still above their lows. But the XLF is traded 96 million shares, so that's the heavyweight. All right, we're breaking down here, 91. Now I'm at a quandary. This is where our target was, but since we have the 96 and a quarters instead of the 1301s like we had earlier, you know, I'm thinking like, wow, I'd like to hold this. It's finally working, you know. But the 88 to the 90 area was our target. So we're going to just hold on here and see if we can't hit the 89s. Hell, I'm thinking I've been so patient so far, maybe I should just move my stop down, and the New York Tick Chart is still showing all negative across the board. Maybe we can fill the gap at 75. The gap's closing range is from like 74 to 77, somewhere in around there. The actual close, I think, is 76 and change. I would definitely think there would be a balance somewhere around yesterday's value area high, this 88 to 90 area. We'll have to keep our eye close here. My gut's telling me to hold on for a lower price. Running out of time on the video though. We can run about 30 more seconds. So we'll pause it and let the market do its thing. Check back in a minute. If this is a destiny trade, its destiny could certainly be the closing range. I'm tempted to wait for another 10 points here. I got to get out of this trade, out at 90 and a quarter. We'll revisit on a retracement. Too much for me to stay in. The fear of winning is a difficult thing to overcome. I'm working on it.